Good evening and welcome to the SAGU Sports Network feature presentation on this very hot Friday evening in Waxahachie, Texas, on the campus of Southwestern Assemblies of God University. And we are so glad you have tuned in. Your Lady Lions of SAGU are playing host tonight to the Mid-American Christian University Evangels, coming all the way down from Oklahoma City. And that was a nice little drive today for them. And I think they have been out on the floor now for a little over an hour getting warmed up. Right now you see the SAGU Lady Lions on the floor, but the Evangels just left to go to the locker room and do the final pep talk before the game. And I am your host, play-by-play host, John Cookman, and today Paul Brooks is beside me with the expert analysis and commentary. Paul, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, John. It's super to be here tonight, and I'm excited about the match coming up. And on paper, in the conference, we're like
tied,
neck and neck, tied.
Yep, we're tied. It is still early in the season, but MACU does come in with the same conference record at 2-0. But edging out SAGU in the early preseason, 6-5. So they're doing a fantastic job. And unfortunately, head coach Holly McCamey could not be here tonight due to a back injury. And this is challenging for a team to go on the road without your head coach. But I got a chance to speak with Coach McCamey, and she said that Rachel Self, the graduate assistant, is stepping in for her and doing an outstanding job. And the young ladies of the Evangels have really bought in, and they are all picking it up and doing a great job. Like SAGU, the Evangels have played most of their schedule to this date on the road. And actually, they're on the road today. Yeah. And so 8 out of 11 games, I believe, are road games. So they're having to come together and do this in a way that they're not used to without their coach. And Coach McCamey, if you're out there listening, we want you to know we are thinking about you. And not only thinking, but we're praying for your speedy recovery. And we know you're going to get back out there where you belong. Also, some players to watch between these two teams. Right. A couple names that you will probably hear a lot for the Evangels. It's Lena Stockhammer. I have some interesting notes that the Evangels SID really gave us, and that was that's going to be fun to talk about concerning Lena Stockhammer. But the fantastic freshman, Sawyer Franz, she is doing such a great job coming in, very high-level club and high school player, and it is translated well to the NAIA ball. And keep your eye on Sawyer Franz, number 10 as well. Lena Stockhammer, number 5. Number 5. And Faith Vouch, the setter, just bringing senior leadership, just like SAGU with Riley Burcham at setter. A lot of experience coming in for both of these teams. And Coach McCamey's team is all back with the added few freshmen, and Sawyer Franz, the name that you will probably hear us call a lot this evening. And there's a couple other mentionables. Bailey Alexander's had a great weekend last weekend, and getting her hitting percentage up, a lot of kills, but also Tessa Glick.
Yeah. She was denoted as the Defender Player of the Week for the Sooner Athletic Conference.
Wow. Conference accolades already for this SAGU team, and congratulations to Tessa Glick. Right now, we're going to throw it down to the court because they are getting ready to do the pregame festivities, and that includes the opening prayer, the national anthem, and the starting lineups. We'll be back shortly. You are watching the SAGU Sports Network.
Please enjoy the contest. At this time, we would ask everyone to stand and remove your hat as we honor God with prayer. Then please remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem of the United States of America. Father, we thank you, God, that we get to live in a time such as this. Father, where we get to live in a country such as this, where we can express our religious beliefs and we can express the gospel freely without having any judgment. Father, I pray that as we play this game that we would not forget the reason why we're here, and it's because of your Son, Jesus. Amen. Now, the starting lineups for the Evangels. Defensive specialist, Faith Fouch, sporting the number 2. Next up, we have our middle blocker, Sarah Jones, number 3. After that, we have our right side, Annabeth Furl, number 4. We have our outside hitter, Sawyer Franz, number 10. We have our setter, Cassidy McKinney, number 19. We have our defensive specialist, Sydney Martin, number 18. And last but not least, we have our libero, Marley Hunter, number 9. And our head coach for the Evangels is Rachel Self. Give it up for the Evangels. Now, for your SAGU Lady Lions. We're going to start this one off with our defensive specialist, Lindy Bowling, number 1. Number 2, our setter, Riley Burcham, sporting number 3. Up next, we have our middle hitter, Lily Hanna, number 5. We have our outside hitter, Mackenzie Smith, number 7. We have our middle hitter, Emma Tompkins, number 11. And we have our libero, Tessa Glick, number 10. I forgot our middle hitter. I'm so sorry about that. Our middle hitter, Karina Tipton, number 24. Our head coach for the Lady Lions is Hank Moore. Our assistant coach is Nick Moore. And our graduate assistant coach is Kaylee Uppenhauer.
All right, we're back. Getting ready to go live with the action, and the graduate assistant is Kelly Umfanawa. Not Kaylee. Get that right, because that was Kelly Shaw when she was playing for Coach Moore. And we called that name many, many times. All right, both ball clubs having one last word in the huddle, and then we're going to get this game on. So you heard the starting 6 in the rotation that they will be in. Well, I think he messed up, actually. And he called it out of the actual rotation, the way it's going to be lined up. But on the front row, we see Mackenzie Smith and Karina Tipton. Okay, now the change out, which was Lily Hanna. She was middle blocker, but on the back row, they changed it out for the, and it's not a substitution, it's a replacement for the libero, which is Tessa Glick, we mentioned earlier, and Emma Tompkins will be on the front row as well. Lindy Bowling gets the first dig of the game. Mackenzie Smith from way back. Nice little palm roll shot. Kind of out of position. She really left beyond the attack line, which was about 11 feet out. Glided in like Michael Jordan.
It dropped in the right place.
It did. Perfect. Big time hit, and that's Sawyer Franz, who we highlighted in the pregame. And she can do it. She's a fantastic freshman for MACU, and you can already see that might be a problem at the net for the big blockers of SAGU. Behind the attack line was Franz. Abby Wells gets it over cleanly. Push to the back row. Cross court set. And we're going to see that's a double hit. That was a setting error on Hargesimer. You can see the rotation in that last clip where Hargesimer, it was obvious that it was double touch, but that was a much cleaner set to Mackenzie Smith, who goes out now in rotation, and that is her first kill of the game. I'm sorry, second kill. Maddie Pettin with the dig, but it didn't shank off, but it was a little too hard, got caught up in the net, and Bailey Alexander could not get to it. Oh, happy birthday to number 4, Annabeth Furl. Mishandled receive there. Pettin gets it. Glick. Great block by the MACU front line. And that was instantly put back.
Over the net.
And they're going to say, they're going to call Tipton for being over the net. You were asking about that call a little bit earlier today as we were prepping for the game. I said, well, you don't see it much. Well, there it is. And that's point MACU. They're up 3. Pettin. I saw the sign. Paul, if you could help me with what that violation was. I'm not sure. It wasn't obvious. And Pettin's just having big problems getting the receive going.
That's the sign for an illegal block.
Okay.
Whoa.
And there we go. Lady Lion in the 2-4 jersey. That's Karina Tipton. Plays it very strong.
One of the disconcerting things about volleyball is how often I see a player make a great play, and whoop, they're off the court.
Yeah, well, you know, because of the point change, whenever you change service, the rotation has to change. So it is definitely something that coaches, that makes volleyball a very complicated sport to coach. Cavazos with the serve, good serve. That's a good hit by Furl. Wells, it looked like it got tipped. It did. It was out of bounds, but it did get tipped before it goes out of bounds. And that kill will be good for Abby Wells. Cavazos back to serve for the Lady Lions. Mishandled on receive. Back to Wells. She sees an open spot, and that is just, she's known for her power. She's probably the most powerful hitter on the Lady Lions squad.
Well, that was a perfect touch.
Wow.
Yeah, just
the finesse. Yeah. Over the middle. Oh, almost was on the ground. Bailey Alexander. And that was a quick set from Hargesheimer to Lily Hanna over the middle. And Lily Hanna, these last couple of years, has really come on strong and earned a lot of time in that middle blocker position. Oh. Lily Hanna and Abby Wells. Look at this blocking tandem here. And that was a solo block by Abby Wells. And now SAGU up 1 after being down by 5. The lefty from the right side. Oh, Alexander hit that a little too hard. She was out of position. That was not all her fault. But she got a good look at it. Just had to wait on it. Way back from the net. Hanna. Lily Hanna. Again, from over the middle. Quick set by Hargesheimer. Wow, that looks really good. Your coach, Hank Moore, you're very excited about that kind of execution. New setter in, that would be Riley Burcham. She's going to get an ace.
Is that a technical definition of ace? If the receiver can't handle it, it becomes a point?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
If the receive is mishandled and it goes straight to the ground, then it's an ace.
Okay.
That was a good receive by the libero, Marley Hunter, but mishandled on the pass.
Yeah.
This is a good timeout by Rachel Self to come in and recognize the momentum. We're not getting the momentum back. So you were just up 5 points, and now you're down 3. Good. It's still really early in the game. Haven't even in player language and coach language, it's always a race to 15. And usually there's a stat for it. I think it was 83% of the time that the team gets to, the first team to 15 usually wins the set. So your race to 15 is on, and so this is a good time to get a timeout. It's still well in front of 15, and just say, let's refocus and do what we were doing early. They got some momentum, no worries. We can get the momentum back. And so the one thing that you're going to want to do is you call a timeout, you come back, now play a good point, get the point for you. And that will really give this team some momentum if they can get a point here in the Evangels. Riley Burcham back to serve. It's going to be a free ball over. Burcham cross court to Alexander. Great dig by Hunter. Coming back to Bailey Alexander. Oh, wow. She just gets way above the net and takes massive swings. Wow, that is very scary if you're on the receiving end of that. Oh, a little bit of a
Merry Christmas there.
Yeah. Not the happy birthday. That's Merry Christmas to Riley Burcham. She hits it in the net, and it kind of trickles over. Oh, that's going to be out of bounds off of a Bailey Alexander. I believe we should see it here clearly, yep. And that is Alexander. That will go down as a blocking error, not a hitting error. So that will not go against her hitting percentage.
Had a really good block at the net there.
That's fantastic. Great net play. Good service by the Evangels, and open spot in the middle. They're going to have to close down the defense just a little more. And I know it's scary because when you do that, you become really vulnerable to the hard hits, the big hits. And if Abby Wells is playing on that right side, man, you got to open up, spread the floor a little more. Oh, great dig by Lindy Bowling. Emma Tompkins. Good defense by the Evangels. Big swing by Franz. 11-14. Furl serves. Mackenzie Smith receives. Smith off balance, and that is going to be a hitting error for Mackenzie Smith. Oh, that's long. Furl had a good first serve, and the second is a service error. Now Tessa Glick, the Sooner Athletic Conference Defender of the Week last week, is back to serve. Ooh, that was perfectly hit by Lauren Walters. And she hit it right at Tessa Glick. So it had to be perfect. Nice tap over by Mackenzie Smith. Another, they're going to say that's 25 or 20. Did they say 24?
Looked like 25. I don't know.
It did. There is no 25 on the floor. I think they meant Karina Tipton. Smith, and now it's just a free ball over for the Lady Lions. Oh, big hit by Franz. Well received off the block by Sydney Martin. Oh, one hand dig there. That's impressive. And that tapped up on the block. Came right back down to Karina Tipton, and she made up for the last error. She gets the kill. New setter, Hargesimer, back in the game. Oh, they're going to say that was a two-touch, two-hand, double touch from the setter. It was the second ball that if it had been the very first one or the third one, they probably wouldn't have called that. And
do you think that was called against the way she hit it? That
well, they looked at the
rotation.
It was, but usually most referees leave that alone. And because it was an attack and not a set, I think that is why most referees leave that call alone. They didn't get the reversal, but I love the check-in from Rachel Self to say, are you sure about that, Mr. R1? Are you sure you got that right? And, of course, the floor captain, which is the libero, comes over and asks for a better opinion. They did not get it, but I think it was worth a look, and I wouldn't have been mad if he would have reversed it because it was a good play. Oh, what a save! Faith Fouch. And that just barely went out of bounds. I mean, barely.
That was set up to be a gift. And it just was a miss hit.
It just
right over the line.
Barely off. Wow. Big hit, but Franz hits it in the net. And you can see why MACU is very excited about the future of this program with a player like Franz in the game. Hargensemer. Quick set. I don't know if Tipton was ready. And that was just fantastic court awareness by Sarah Jones. She didn't rush it. See how far she held that back in that slow motion replay? She really held it back, waited for the defense to get out of position, and then just seized the moment. Mackenzie Smith hits it hard off the net. They're trying to get over. That's 4 hit. Well, I thought that's 4 hits. I'll go back and look at that tonight. Oh, Tessa Glick. That's why she's Defender of the Week. And that is just a great play again by Sarah Jones. 2 quick kills for Jones.
It's just amazing how outstanding the play is.
These are
both sides of this net.
2 really good teams. Oh, and there's Hargensemer doing the same play. And let's see if we can see any weird rotation. It's pretty knuckleballing. So I think the last time R1 just kind of got confused with how much rotation was on the ball. That could have been over the net, and it's not. Bailey Alexander using her.
You could clearly see Emma's reach.
Oh, right.
Big reach.
Yeah.
Right? How is that not over the net?
Yeah.
Explain to us why that's an okay play.
Well, this is, as I've been told, and again, you know, I've been doing this for some years, but I absolutely am still learning the game and learning the nuance of how this works. But I've been told at the net, calls are usually a judgment call. Unless the defending player hits the ball before the offense had an opportunity, they usually let it play. So
clearly she was
over
after
the net.
She was hitting after the other team hit it.
Yeah. So I guess that is just standard procedure, it seems to be. If you are a volleyball expert and you can add something to that, let us know. Type in your YouTube chat box or whatever portal you're watching this on. If in the chat feature, just talk to us a little bit. Is that a judgment call? And was that a good call?
Because seems to me we've seen that call several times in the last few games.
Oh, absolutely.
We've been looking at. So
absolutely.
It's not unusual at all from what we're watching.
Franz with a great dig. Really good set, and Jones got it over. It was just well defended by the Lady Lions. Exciting play there. Oh, Franz just a little late to it. (22-16). Paul, this game feels much closer than 22-16.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
It's a nail biter. It's tense in the Schaefer Center.
That blocked out of bounds. So
we stand here in the skybox behind a glass, looking down on the court of play, and I can't tell if the air conditioner's off or it's just really hot down there. Oh, that is a fantastic break. Great hit by Lena Stockhammer, who we really haven't called her name as much yet in this match. This is just game one, and that is a service error for the libero, Marley Hunter.
Looks like Taylor's coming in to serve, right?
Cavazos, yes.
Yes.
Yes. One of our fantastic freshmen here for the Lady Lions. Outstanding defensive specialist, but I don't think anybody gets that off of Alina Stockhammer. Her and Abby Wells have a lot in common with the velocity, but the accuracy at which they hit. It's hard to get that much velocity on a ball and accurately place it, but both Lena and Abby do it so well. Here comes Abby Wells. Speaking of good net play by a blocking tandem, I do think that was more in the net than the block, so I'm not sure how they will stat that, but they were there to get it. Okay, off balance set, so you see the athleticism of the 1-3 jersey there in the white, and that is a fantastic freshman herself, Hargesimer. And gets that to Lily Hanna for the cleanup kill. Burcham, setter number 2 in the game. Oh, that's out. Hit the line judge. So he has no choice but to call that out. And that is the set point, good for SAGU, and they walk away with the win of the first game. And if you look back in the history book last year, the first time these two teams played, it was the exact same score, 25-20. Except MACU won that one.
Oh.
And
great game. What we just saw.
Yeah,
Super.
yeah. And I can see what Coach McCamey was saying, that they're not in a rebuilding year, but they have some rebuilding or some build-up pieces new to the program, returning a lot of experience, and it's beginning to really show on the floor. Coming into the Schaefer Center and performing that well is not very easy, especially after a long drive from Oklahoma City. So most teams that we see in that first set don't do nearly as well. And I believe last weekend, the two teams, the first game was 7, and on the first team in the first set was 7 and 9 in the second matchup that's played. All right, we're going to throw it to a quick commercial. We'll be right back. You're watching the SAGU Sports Network.
When you trust someone with your money, you're part of something greater than yourself. You're investing in a principle that it takes individuals to create a community, that we are stronger when we support each other, that at some point, everyone will need a helping hand, that a meaningful purpose can be found in a calling. At AGCU, we're banking with a purpose, so you can live for yours.
And we are back live in the Schaefer Center. The Lady Lions of SAGU are playing host to MACU, Mid-America Christian University from Oklahoma City, the Evangels, the mascot.
John, I'm going to be interested to see again how many people tune in to SAGU Sports Network for this. It's been so much fun the last few games to see the reach of the network.
Yeah, well, I know the guy that can get us those numbers. He's sitting back there, and he can work on that for you. I'm interested too. It would be over if the setter was trying to set and the blocker reached over and prevented the setter from making a set. It is not an overcall for a blocker blocking a hitter. And that is Brittany Stalaby, one of the famous former Lady Lions, weighing in. Thank you for the expert understanding, Brittany. I can't remember all the years really compressed. I've been here for 15 total, calling volleyball for 7 now, I believe, and I can't remember when Brittany Stalaby was playing, but seems about half that time ago, maybe 7 to 8 years ago. Big hit by Franz. And she was the fire starter in the early goings of that first set. She's getting it going for her team. That's going to be off Lindy Bowling. And I believe that's Sarah Jones on the slide play. Well executed. And I do believe that would have landed in bounds if Bowling wasn't there. Over the middle, blocked. Tompkins was blocked. And that's going to be 4 hits because they're saying it didn't get blocked. It was in the net, and they are right. R1 saw that clearly. Franz with the service. Mackenzie Smith with a bullet to the back row. Uh-oh. And that was just no communication on the floor. Bowling lost sight of Tessa Glick in her peripheral, and Glick knew. She immediately let Bowling know that was her fault. She didn't communicate. Oh, from the behind the attack line, that's Faith Fouch with a big hit. Oh, Stockhammer. Behind the line from Franz.
Oh, my. Wow.
And she's doing what she did in the last game. Making a huge impact. If you're just tuning in, that was a fantastic freshman for the Evangels, Sawyer Franz. And she's got 2, maybe 3 of the 4 points for MACU in this early on in this second set. SAGU won the first set, 25-20. And Stockhammer does what? Paul, what a great last name to be a volleyball player. It's intimidating right from the get-go, but she backs it up with such great play. There's Tipton doing Tipton things over the middle.
You think her teammates are calling her the Hammer?
Oh, you better believe. I think we all call her the Hammer.
That was powerful play, just that last hit.
Yeah, it was. She's incredibly good. Okay. Oh, that did not make it. I like the decision and you can see why she's out of place. Well, maybe not out of place in the system, but the pass was not great to get to her. So she knew she was going forward. Let me go ahead and get it over. She tried to push it to the back left corner, and it just barely went out. And that's going to be off the libero, so kill for Bailey Alexander, number 19 in the white jersey. Now the front row is Lily Hanna, Bailey Alexander, and Abby Wells for the Lady Lions. Okay, that's going to drop in. And that's Annabeth Farrell. She has a couple kills in this match already. Sydney Martin. Martin with an ace. That was a beautiful serve. And she is one of the team leaders. Good pass. Gets it up. Oh, great block by Lily Hanna. Roll shot to the middle. Easily handled. And that is the second one. Riley Burcham has taught Hargesheimer very well. I used to call that the Burcham's sneaky stuff, but now it's Hargesheimer and Burcham's sneaky stuff. Big hit. Oh! They're going to say that was out. That was incredibly close. It's hard to tell from there, but nonetheless, point SAGU. Oh, great block. That was Emma Tompkins. And I do believe Franz was aiming to tool off the block there. Maybe just a little too much inside. And of course, when you measure up the experience of Emma Tompkins, she knows how to direct those blocks.
Some of the play on that side is so close to that antenna. If
Yeah.
they graze it, they lose at point.
That's right. That and you know the hand signal to that because you taught it to me today, and I've already forgotten it.
You've already forgotten it. Okay.
Hopefully we won't see it today.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Oh, it's the same as out. That's right. I've seen that many times.
That's taken analysis to a new depth there, John.
And we appreciate it, Paul. Oh, that's a great serve by Burcham.
Oh, wow.
Oh, big time hit from Emma Tompkins. And the Lady Lions go ahead for the first time in this set. This set looks a lot like the first set. Down early 7, come back, make it a nail biter for the rest of the game. That was cross-court play by Bailey Alexander, blocked by Hannah. Hit to the back row from Franz. Big hit, that goes in. Right in front of the line, Bailey Alexander. And I like what I see, the improvement from weekend to weekend. Believe it or not, she took a little bit off of that. She did not hit that as hard. I saw her measure that up in the air, and that's another thing to talk about, how high she gets on her vertical jump so she can think about it, make those decisions. And she let a little bit off. She started hard and then kind of let up, and that paid off because it was very, very accurate. This timeout will be assessed. It was 8-11 in set number 1 when Rachel Self called the first MACU timeout. So she called it 1 point earlier. And again, good timeout call here. Only 2-point deficit.
John, I got a quick question for you.
Let's do it.
I see how many players we have on our sideline tonight, and MACU's brought 13 to this contest. When we go on the road, what will we take out with us?
I don't think it's that many. We would have to consult Coach Moore because that's a coach's choice.
Okay.
You do not take as many as we dress out at home, but how few, who stays home, that's probably a week-to-week decision, or whenever you go decision. So we could consult him, but I think 13 to 14 is a regular number that you take on the road. And that's an error from the setter. Double hit. Now SAGU up by 3, keeping the momentum. MACU really wanted to get that point coming out of a timeout. Franz bats it to the back. Oh, diving play by Tessa Glick. Bailey Alexander.
That's a good block. Right in.
Wow. That came straight down. Amazing. Burcham. Franz received it. Back to Franz. And that's going to be another fantastic block by Emma Tompkins. And Franz I can see they just let her go at it and swing as hard as she can. But you're going to have to aim for that outside elbow, Miss Franz, when you see Emma Tompkins, because she's great at blocking the hit. That's point MACU, much needed. That was a long SAGU run. Oh, yeah. Oh. Looked like it was going to be a good happy birthday, but it was well defended by the Lady Lions, but a little too much strength on the hit from Emma Tompkins. Way out. Another point for MACU. Just down 3. Oh, Burcham tried to sneak one in. Could not. Great defense by Tessa Glick. Great defense by MACU. Franz, off-speed pitch there. Another just get it over from Alexander. Oh, Franz with the control. And she really put a little more mustard sauce on that hit than I think SAGU was anticipating. They thought maybe roll shot. And that's Lily Hanna just going to the short rows over the middle. Gets a little help from the net, too. Just a 3-point game. Bowling serves for the Lady Lions. In system. Big play. Going to Franz now. Oh, my goodness. You can, wow. What a talent. What a talent. Sawyer Franz.
Might want to remind the audience she's a freshman.
She is indeed a freshman.
Good career there.
And well on her way to doing huge things at MACU. Still in system. Mackenzie Smith with the roll shot. And that was exactly what needed to happen. Speaking of freshmen, true freshman, number 7 in the white jersey, Mackenzie Smith. Very savvy to be a freshman. Oh, a miss from Jones.
My wife ran into Mackenzie and her parents at church the other day.
Oh, really?
They couldn't believe they met somebody from that high school.
that is, you mentioned that in the last broadcast.
Patricia's high school, yeah.
Yeah, alma mater, alumni of the same high school. Smith, great hit. Oh, Sarah Jones mishandles. Keeping calm and cool. Not a great receive by MACU. And that Burcham to Tipton connection has just been so solid. Maybe slightly shaky early in the year last year, but come mid-season, they found it, and it's been going now for a good 30 games.
It's like we're going to a timeout here.
Yes, this is, and it's the second timeout being called by MACU. And
you know, you need such grit to come back if you get too far down.
Yeah, it's true. And this is not insurmountable by any means. It's just 6. But and SAGU needs to score 7 more. That means you got to score 13 more. But it's going to take, like you said, a lot of grit. And
that's what I saw last night on the U.S. Women's Open Semi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Madison Keys was playing against the girl that's going to be #1 next week. She had her down a whole set 6-0. She was up 4-2 in the second set. Lost second and third set in tiebreakers.
Right. I heard that.
Couldn't believe it.
That heartbreaker.
That was grit, though.
Yeah.
The comeback.
Yeah. Very gritty performance. You're talking U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I went to a volleyball tournament. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was talking about grit.
Yeah.
I was talking about comeback. Comebacks.
That was
comebacks.
good. That was really good.
Never lose heart, you know.
That's right. Well, this team for MACU really came on and finished 4th in the Sooner Athletic Conference last year, a tie for 4th with Oklahoma Panhandle State. And they showed a lot of determination and grit, and could have gone either way. And really, there's a couple games right there at the end that they dropped. Probably shouldn't have against Central Christian. But other than that, they were showing the promise of a good team coming together. And I think they are going to be even better this year. That was mishandled dig by Tessa Glick, and that will be the 14th point for the Evangels. They need a little rally here. McKenzie, Smith, great dig by MACU. Smith hits it hard. Ooh, just a little too long there. So good run. Good run being put together, showing some signs of life for MACU. Oh, perfect roll shot in the middle by Abby Wells. And she has done that several times tonight. She's added a new menu item to her repertoire. Okay, that's tooling off the block from way out. Furl. That was a fantastic hit. Here comes MACU. Woo, big hit by Alexander, but bigger block. That was tipped. Another point for MACU. This looks like a gritty performance, Paul. Not giving up. Big swing by Abby Wells, but well defended by the back row. And there's the third straight point in this series. Don't look now, just a 4-point game. It was 8 just a few moments ago. Oh, great play
Hargesheimer taking up Riley Burcham's legacy there.
Yeah, that was great recognition, and that's what you want from your floor general. Cavazos gets it in. Now they have to get it over. That's going to fall for MACU. MACU at 19 now. Rotation out. MACU to serve. And Sydney Martin, who has shown she's a great service specialist as well as a defensive specialist. Here comes Abby Wells. Bullet. They're going to say that was in. Wow, that looked out. That, of course, that was done really fast and not right on the line.
I think it tipped off a player's hand.
Oh, okay. Is that what they said?
I think it's what happened.
I was engrossed in the replay there.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see it here.
Was fast.
Ooh, that was on the line. Wow. Great camera work there by, I recognize that cameraman, Gabe Lapison. Great work. Set point for SAGU. But MACU staying in strong. They just need 6 straight points to pull off a miracle here for this set number 2. Everyone being careful. Oh! Lily Hannah say, give it to me. I can get it done, and so she did. She got it done over the middle. This is beautiful. Great system play.
And just like that, the set's over.
25-20, exactly the same as set number 1. MACU hanging in there very closely, and as these teams swap benches again, we will have a little period of time of break. So we're going to get a couple words from our sponsors, but we'll be back shortly and see what happens in this 3rd set. Will it be the final set, or will MACU extend it to game 4? You are watching the SAGU Sports Network.
When you trust someone with your money, you're part of something greater than yourself. You're investing in a principle that it takes individuals to create a community, that we are stronger when we support each other, that at some point, everyone will need a helping hand, that a meaningful purpose can be found in a calling. At AGCU, we're banking with a purpose, so you can live for yours.
And we're back. You can see the stats in real time. That's happening right now. Fouch, she's got 1 kill, but very accurate with 333. And Stockhammer, she's got a lot of swings, 7 kills, hitting 222. Not bad. Let's see, Franz, she's taking a lot of swings. Percentage-wise, not where she's going to want to be, but she's doing a lot of work and getting, it's kind of hard to tell because she's getting the ball a lot, but it's being well defended, kept off the floor, so it's not a hitting error, even though it is a swing. Just you don't see it that way in the stats. But she does have 5 kills, which is exactly, I want to say I think that should be 6. By my tally, she's got 6 kills. All right, we're going to get back to business here in the Schaefer Center on the floor. Mackenzie Smith gets blocked early. Bowling there to get it. And just a little out of kilter. And this has been the mantra for the Evangels in both the previous games. Come out hot, do big things, get the first point, really kind of get the first 7 points and put SAGU back on their heels. And then somehow SAGU gets situated and really gets a big comeback and then takes it on home. But 2 straight points for MACU. Let's see if they can really keep the momentum going here. Oh, that was a really nice play by Tipton. He saw the open area, got it there. Just good defense by MACU. Oh, and that was a collision, and very grateful that didn't come out in any kind of injury there. Wow, that's why you got to talk. You got to. I got it. You let your players know. Maybe they were both saying it. You know, sometimes it just happens, but glad that they weren't both diving for the ball. That could have been really ugly. 3 points, 3 straight points to open up this 3rd set for MACU. Oh, mishandled by Martin. That was a big hit by Emma Tompkins. I heard it through this soundproof window. Oh, the pass. Second hits, a little too long for MACU. 2 quick points for SAGU. And Hargesheimer serves. Good pass to the front. Big hit by Franz. Now, if they could keep in-system plays like that going, MACU is going to be hard to deal with. It's just the receiving errors seem to get the best of them over time. Good dig by Franz from Tipton. Hargesheimer gets it over to Mackenzie Smith. A roll shot over the blocking tandem of MACU. Now it will be SAGU's service again. And that will be Maddie Pettin. Pettin's a great server. Oh, Pettin there with that was a great dig. Hargesheimer could not get to it, but that ball was hit tightly on a rope very fast. The libero. Hunter for MACU received it. Now back to MACU. Over the attack line. Franz. Stockhammer tooled the block. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Going back to Stockhammer. She likely, the defense, the Lady Lions, they're putting on a clinic. And it came down to a hit. It was a little awkward. It was just not a great pass over to Alexander, but definitely one she should have handled. And that is a hitting error. But what great defense to keep some of those alive. Wow. Oh, Franz with quick hands. And that's going to be wide left. And now SAGU's service. They bring in Cavazos. Franz receives. Stockhammer. Cavazos. Are you kidding me? This is reminiscent of the defense from last year. Oh my goodness. And that is the hammer that we've been talking about from Lena Stockhammer. She used Thor's hammer there. And number 19 in the dark jersey, Cassidy McKinney, is back to serve. That's a service error. So MACU up 2 right now. They are hitting a good solid 250 in set number 3. Fewer errors than before, but this is, 7's always been kind of the ceiling. Well, I should say, not always, but in the last 2 sets. Good block by Bailey Alexander and Lily Hanna.
It's totally uncanny. It's playing out so far exactly like the first 2.
This is really strange. It's like we're in Groundhog Day. Just on repeat. Stockhammer comes up short. She had a good look at it. Got way up in the air. Maybe just a smidgen early. But that was going to hurt if it got over the net. Blocked and received. Oh, that's out by Emma Tompkins. So that was great defense on the net from Tompkins. But that's going to be a hitting error from Bailey Alexander. Sydney Martin, one of the team leaders. Oh, just a little outside. That's point SAGU, and it's all knotted up at 8, which was the number for the last, all 3 of these sets. MACU got the lead, and then SAGU tied it up for the first time in the game at 8. So this is on repeat. Mishandled dig, and that is actually going to be the difference.
There you go.
From the last 2 sets. MACU gets the 9th point first. Can they keep it going? Jones. I mean, that was Furl, and she. Great serve. She gets the serve again. Tooling of the block from the high school all-star from Springfield, Missouri, Hillcrest High School.
Hillcrest High School.
That's Mackenzie Smith, number 7 in the white jersey. Oh, Franz again. And she is going to have a boatload of kills at the end of this season. You can just see it. Oh, great play. Kept it in system there. SAGU held on, got it to Tompkins, and she gets a kill from the right side. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. And Franz is just taking it upon herself. She is willing her team to victory so far. Oh, another freshman. It's the battle with freshmen in this particular set.
She makes some interesting choices there. You know,
yep.
you think you'd be maybe hitting away, and she's just sliding it in.
Yep, and very, very good at the finesse game.
Yeah. There's a service winner. Do you call it a winner?
Yeah, that's a winner.
It's a winner.
That is an ace.
So we're all tied up now, 12-12.
Pettin gets it in. Got to get it over. Not in system. Free ball from SAGU. Can MACU capitalize? And Stockhammer tried to, she recognized the block was going to be a little too much there. You can see this block goes up. And when you see Karina Tipton at the net, you just, it's deflating. And you got to make some magic happen. And that is a service error. It's knotted up at 13. Who will get to 15 first? Bailey Alexander, the new face to the SAGU Lions, junior transfer. And she's a dynamite talent. Can really hit the ball hard as well. Oh my goodness, furl, meaning some business. And it's knotted up. All right, here's the chance. Who's going to get to 15 first? Good serve. Okay, that's going to be right there. Oh! There's a, no, yeah, he reverses it. Yeah, and I was going to say, if he's calling the net and Coach Moore gets off the bench, he wants to talk about this one. He is unsure.
Here we go. Is replay? No, not yet.
Well, they'll get the replay cue back up, but we'll see if we can tell. Someone was, oh yeah, okay. Looked like Hargesimer was over the net to get the set, and that was where the whistle came from. All right, make a point, a note in the little notebook. MACU got to 15 first. Oh, great defense. MACU. Oh, it's in. No. The line judge says it's out. Woo. That was as close as it could get.
We don't have a line. We don't have an angle on that line.
Yeah,
so it's very
that's
close.
an away line for the camera. And okay, they got to get the score right. They're kind of punching around there. Now score's right. 16-15, SAGU. Oh, that's a great block. Tompkins, Lily Hanna. Lily Hanna has been such a big contributor tonight, doing everything right. She's got 7 blocks on the night. That may have made the 8th block. And that's a little Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot from Lily Hanna, showing her basketball skills on the volleyball court. And that's going to be point MACU. They're keeping it close. Oh, that got over the, somehow went over the net. It looked like she hit it deep into the net. Franz, just a little too much finesse She bats it completely in the net. She's back row player. She had to stay on the floor. I think she thought she was in front of the attack line. And that's going to be point MACU, keeping it close off the hands of the blocking tandem for the Lady Lions. And Furl back to serve. She had a good run last time. Tompkins insists, oh, bad set. Tompkins again, softly hit over. Going to Franz. She mistimed her jump, didn't get all of it. Tompkins goes to the back row. And that's Furl. And wow, that's for sure 8 blocks for Lily Hanna, maybe 9. It is 9. I have been told by our crack stats team. Over the middle. That was Jones. Keeping it alive. Going back to Franz. Franz gets her own dig from the block. And that's just a great hit by Mackenzie Smith.
That was just a great point.
It was.
All around, both sides, straight play, great effort.
20-17. MACU needs a big stop here. And that was blocked. Miriam Nardi. And this is an important timeout for MACU.
So, John, you had a great interview with the coach for MACU, talking about her assistant stepping in and then talking about being out. Did she have a projected time that she was going to be out from the game?
Not to me. It sounded as if, and I'm just speculating because I didn't ask specifically, but I do think it's kind of a week-by-week situation, and just taking it a day at a time. And Coach McCammy's very gritty. You talked about grit, and she's really brought a lot of life to this MACU team, and they've really come up the ranks. They are formidable, and I really anticipate no matter what happens tonight, that these young ladies are going to grow as a team and be right there in the thick of it at the end of the conference season. I would not be surprised if they're in the top 4.
Well, this play tonight makes you ready for the rematch when it's time.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, this is on the road after a long road trip, and they're taking the number 24 team in the land. It might not be toe-to-toe, but it's really close being toe-to-toe. I think that was called in.
It was.
And Coach Self saw it. She was right there, too. She saw it differently. That barely trickled over. Going back, Franz. And they're going to say, yeah, I do believe that bounced off of Franz's head, the block. It was a great tool of the block, but it came down so fast, ricocheted off of Franz's head. And this is game or set and match point.
Just like that. Wow.
Yeah, it goes quickly, doesn't it? Well, they've been playing at a very fast pace. No holdups, no cleaning up the floor. No, everything's been really clean in the play tonight. And
it's over.
Shank received.
Wow.
And now the Lady Lions get another win, and they have 25 straight wins in the Schaefer Center. Well, keeping the streak alive, and the fans are happy. Fans are very, very happy. Good crowd tonight. And MACU, you can see the potential.
Congrats to them. I mean, it was wonderful to watch them all play.
It really was
tonight.
And Coach Moore has a as you can see, all those white jerseys. There is a lot of players he can go to. He's got a lot of returners, a lot of fantastic new players, and man, it's got to be tough because there are times where MACU was rotating 2 players in all 6 positions, and Lena Stockhammer, who is a 6 rotation player sometimes, and I saw Franz rotate around 6 positions. So that's tough. Not as deep. You're asking a lot of these players. Well, they did a great job, great stamina. And another thing about Lena Stockhammer that we do need to keep an eye on is, and this seems very, very rare, but Adam Stanek, the SID for MACU, brought this to my attention, that Lena Stockhammer has an opportunity to be in the top 3. Well, she's already top 3 in kills at MACU at their school. If she gets another, she's already top 3 in assist, which is a setter stat. Now, she's a hitter now. We see her out there hitting. And she said sometimes she's got very great hands, but she's doing a lot of outside hitting work. Well, she's already top 3 in assist, 156 more kills, and she'll be in top 3 in kills. I don't know. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I look at a lot of stats across the NAIA, across other platforms of leveling in college sports. I don't recall ever seeing someone be top 3 in kills and assists. That is just something rare. So she is kind of a once in a generation for a school player, and I hope she gets it. I'm rooting for her. And there you see some of the final stats of this 3-game set or 3-set match. I'm just going to analyze it as you guys analyze it from home, from your watching device. Sawyer Franz has 9 kills. I think that might need to get restatted. It's possible it was only 9, but it felt like 11 or 12.
Boy, Lily had a standout game for SAGU.
Oh, man, did she ever. And Marley Hunter did a lot of work. She got 13 digs. Tessa Glick got 13 digs. So libero to libero, the digs were the same. Lily Hanna, we don't see the blocks there, but she got 6 kills and I think 11 blocks. I think somewhere in that number is not terribly far from a double-double concept.
What time's our game tomorrow, John?
It will be at 1 p.m. So this is another doubleheader weekend, back-to-back doubleheader weekends. And tomorrow night, you're not going to, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, you're not going to want to miss this because it's another conference matchup. And the University of Science and Arts, again, another team from Oklahoma, the Oklahoma City area, they will be coming in, and they were slated to play Texas Wesleyan tonight. They actually played them 2 nights ago, or last night, I should say, and they lost to Texas Wesleyan, who is ranked number 20 in the nation. And MACU will go to Texas Wesleyan tomorrow and play the second part of their doubleheader down here in Texas and take on. I don't know. The information is too early right now to say Texas Wesleyan or SAGU's better. Who's better? They're ranked higher right now, and I know they are a great, great team over there in Fort Worth. And
John, your fans are coming through.
I know they're calling me, and it's going to be. You're talking about a barn burner. Those two games this year, Texas Wesleyan and SAGU.
Yes.
Woo! Wow, that's coming up in the near future. I think the first match will be next in 2 Tuesdays. Not this coming Tuesday, but the next Tuesday. I think it's going to be over there in Fort Worth.
Okay.
And man, that our home crowd goes over there. It's only 21 miles away, and that's going to be just a match you're not going to want to miss. That's for supreme dominance of the Sooner Athletic Conference now, because SAGU moves up. They were tied with MACU at 2-0. Now SAGU 3-0 in conference, and MACU 2-1. And I think 3-0 for Texas Wesleyan. So SAGU, Texas Wesleyan already leading the way for the Sooner Athletic Conference. Be sure not to miss tomorrow's game. We'll be live just shortly before 1 p.m. Paul and I will meet you back here on the SAGU Sports Network to have some more fun with this fantastic. It's a different team, just a totally different look. But SAGU, Coach Moore, really getting it going. And this is a lot of fun. So clean sweep tonight over MACU, the Evangels, for SAGU, and maybe a little more of the same tomorrow. Until then, may God richly bless you. You have been watching the SAGU Sports Network.